Marta, important question. When was the last time you had a good night's sleep?
So the last good night's sleep was actually
Probably before Luke was born.
My name is Deanna Kleina, founder of West Coast Lifestyle Group. We specialize in residential real estate here on the West Coast. Now, this episode is really dear and near to my heart as it brings me back to thinking about growing up with a single parent, my mom. When we were young, we grew up in a communist country in Poland at the time, and to come to Canada was really challenging for my mom. And as a single parent, she literally took us out of the country and went through Greece all by herself. I have no idea how she did that. Anyways, just getting a little emotional here. But she's my superhero, and she's just amazing, and I just thank her for giving us this opportunity to be here in this country. So I'm excited about this episode because it relates to everybody. Work-life balance, that's an issue we all struggle with. So today I've invited my dear friends and clients, Marta and Damien, and their two beautiful boys, a wonderful family, Raj and Sian, and also a single dad, Leonard. And we're going to be talking about time management, balancing out their lives with kids and work and so forth, and also tips on that. So I hope that helps you. It is something that everybody's going to relate to, that's for sure. Tell me a little bit about you guys and your family.
Luke. This is Luke and Jack. So Luke is 8 months and Jack is 3.5, almost 4. I'm at home with the boys and Damien's working. And it's pretty much 50-50.
We have 2 kids and age 16 and 11, a girl and a boy, and we are working. He's into finance and I'm into payroll.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you both of you work full time. You have 2 kids, and who does all the work around the house? How do you divide the chores?
It's been kind of she leading most of the stuff, but I help her in a lot of stuff. Like cooking is her baby and dishes is my it's my baby.
So
and
you guys work together.
We work
to
together
do
all
that?
the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do the kids help out with the chores?
Oh yes,
They do. Yeah.
they
do a lot actually. I mean, the morning tea is done by my son, so that's awesome every day.
Well, I got 2 kids and I drive a school bus.
Fantastic. How old are your kids?
13 and 18.
13 and 18. And you're a single parent. Now, how long have you been a single parent? How old were the kids when you were a single parent?
It was about 5 years ago.
And what about time management? So of course, I mean, with you going to work full time, and I know that you work out of town sometimes as well, how do you manage time to spend with the family and the chores and everything that needs to be done on a daily?
We just kind of go with it. We don't manage it. Whatever time we have, we
We don't manage it. It just happens.
Yeah, we just kind
somehow.
of go with it.
Well, when the kids were younger, I ended up sitting cross-legged on the floor with them while they were coloring and doing stuff, and I ended up continuing my own research that I started in university. And luckily or unluckily, it worked out, and I ended up having more stuff to do. And so I ordinarily wouldn't have continued to read. I was studying international law, and there's 1,000 rabbit holes you can go down and stuff.
So you were studying, you were working on a project, you were working and taking care of the children.
Yeah.
And what are some of your favorite outings as a family?
We like the outdoors.
Yeah, we like spending time
go to the beach.
outdoors at the beach, Bunsen Lake. We're there pretty much every weekend when it's nice. But yeah, now that snowboarding's coming up, we're hoping to get Jack into some snowboarding.
For the first time?
First time, yeah, get him into that. I know he'll love it because both Martha and I love it, so hopefully they're into it.
And then eventually all of us will be on the slopes.
Oh, that'd be so cute with these guys on the slopes there. That's great.
We like dancing, so we, as a family, we are into dancing.
Okay.
We do a lot of traveling together, vacation time, and yeah, we try to spend time together. Even at home, like we play board games together.
Yeah.
We got into the habit when they were young of going to the park, because it was something, they were 5 years apart, and it was something they could both do, like a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old can both have fun at the park. kind of
That's
thing.
right, yes. And adults too,
Yeah.
right? No, that's great. So, how do you manage maybe you time, your personal time, and also date night together?
We don't really do date nights.
A few times we have. but
Christmas for a company dinner, well, that's usually the one night a year we actually go out together.
Okay.
But yeah, we just drop it off. We're blessed to have a grandpa and grandpa like 5 minutes away from us, so we drop them off there, and then usually hour and a half we get the call to come get them because they're crying.
They've had enough.
Yeah. And then we rush back and get our boys.
Oh, that's great. That's great. How do you manage that with 2 children?
That's kind of become an history kind of thing. It's been years that like we have not but occasionally we try to sneak out.
Sneak out of the house in the middle of the night.
We do, yeah.
And what about dating? Have you found time to date? Maybe before, when the kids were younger, did you find time to do that?
Well, I was coaching Little League and stuff like that, so I got to meet other parents that way. And so I didn't really think about dating until I was at my son's graduation last year.
Last year or so.
And I realized, what am I going to do?
What about hobbies and fitness and taking care of yourself? Was there any room for that, and how do you manage that?
We'll go first.
Not really. I try to. Well, I eat healthy. We've always been eating healthy. Time for myself though, I don't really have that too much. Yeah, it's just basically the boys that they take up all the time, right? So.
And what about you, Damien?
Me, luckily she lets me go after work.
Oh, nice.
So as soon as I get off work, I usually head to the gym and then right to home. Because if I go home first, I know there's just so much to do and
Right.
help her out. There's no time, so I try to fit it in right after work.
As you can see, we all struggle with work, life, kids, juggling act, the balance of it all. Now, I hope that these tips will be helpful and make it a little bit easier on you. Tip number 1, do what you love. If it's going to the gym, picking up a sport, find something that you're passionate about and just go do it. Tip number 2, don't say yes to everything or everybody. Now, this is really important because we tend to want to say yes. If there's a party or somebody needs our help or we want to do something, we always say yes to everything and everybody. And then that means that we're saying no to something else and we're saying no to ourselves. So it is important to learn to say no to something to find that time for yourself. Tip number 3, prioritize your time. Now, this is really important in time management. It is about figuring out of the 30, 50, 60, 100 things that we have on our to-do list, what's the most important. And also, before that, what's important and urgent. So figuring that out, putting that at the top of the list, and really focusing on those things, because there may be a lot of things that are not that important, and we tend to get caught up in that. Tip number 4, plot some personal time. Now, not just talk about it, put it in your planner. And at the beginning of the year, I would even start with that. Put your vacation time in, put your personal time. If you love doing something, put that in there and then work around it. Everything else will definitely happen. You will get everything done, but find time for yourself. Tip number 5, find time for finances. And this is about getting everything sorted. Know what your budget is for the year, know where your money is being spent, and where you can save. Tip number 6, exercise. Now, this is a must-do, and you can definitely squeeze it in your schedule if you don't have the time for it. Like, instead of taking the elevator, perhaps take the stairs, or bike to work. Also, find something that you love doing, maybe as part of an activity as a family, like dancing or going for a hike. It doesn't necessarily have to be the gym, it could be yoga, but it is important to incorporate. Tip number 7, take time to make time. Now, there are tons of tools for you to block off and schedule your time where it needs to be scheduled, and this is part of prioritizing as well. And when you take the time to really look at your schedule, monthly, weekly, yearly even, it will save you time in the long run. Tip number 8, take vacations. Now this is my favorite one personally, but it is important to step away from your stressful day-to-day work and hustle and bustle of regular life, and just to step away and really, it's about mental health and rejuvenate and restart our batteries so we can get back to that. Now, I would love to hear from you. What do you do to balance work and life and kids and our hectic life? So please comment below with your tips. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you found some valuable information here in our video today. Now please like, comment, and share our video, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here and bringing your lovely kids. Thank you so much, you two, for joining us, and I really appreciate your insight and sharing your family. So Leonard, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, and hearing something like this from a single father